everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook process video and welcome to the November monthly celebration video. So for November, I'm doing something a little bit different. November is National Diabetes Awareness Month, and if you saw my video from yesterday, then you probably know what I'm going to talk about a little bit. So my son is type 1 diabetic. He was diagnosed when he was 4 years old, and he's 15 now, so we've been dealing with this for quite a while. So I thought I would make my layout be some of the pictures from his experience over the years. So we have been blessed to be able to have him attend a camp every year, and it is a camp that is that's only for type 1 diabetic kiddos. And if you have a type 1 in your circle of life, again, I say bless you, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below, anything like that. It is not the easiest thing in the world for little kiddos to have to go through. So one of the things we try to do is focus on the good parts about, having the disease. And he has been able to attend this camp every year since he was diagnosed. And I mentioned in my last video as well, it is my favorite place on earth. If there wasn't a Disneyland, it would literally be my favorite place on earth. But this is my very, very next favorite place on earth. So, and it's a very close second, let me tell you. So this camp, when he first started to go, I can't remember what year these pictures are from. These are older pictures. I did 2012 yesterday, and I'm going to have to remember as we do this layout. He must be younger in these ones. This might actually even be one of the first years. This actually is the second year he got to go, so I think this might be 2010. So when he first started going, there was an amazing group of counselors there. I mean, just beyond amazing. The people and the counselors who are there are still amazing. But this group, it was just the most special group I've ever met of people in my life. They did everything. They included everyone. Even still to this day, not just the counselors back then, but even still to this day, they include everyone. My little boy he was really, really shy when he was young, but I noticed every year that he went to camp, he came back just a little less shy. And it was amazing to me. And that was just one of the amazing parts of this. But some of these counselors, I still know today, and have seen them grow in their lives, and some of them also have to struggle with type 1. Having type 1, it is a lot different than type 2. So if you do not know anything about type 1, please look into it, inform yourself a little bit. There's unfortunately a lot of misdiagnosis going on. They're trying to make it a law that if a child has flu-like symptoms, that they test. All it takes is like a 3-second test and a little finger prick, and it could save a child's life. So I've heard horror stories, and I won't even go into that. I'm sorry, I could have cut this part out. I am going to struggle. You're going to see me struggle a few times with my ATG gun. So I did decide to go ahead and bite the bullet and get another ATG gun. This is not, I don't think this is that one. I'm pretty sure this is this is my older one, because at this point you will see I'm going to have a crop packing video coming up. And so at this point, I did this right before I was going to go. Everything was packed up, so I'm just using what I have. So this is my older ATG gun, and I don't think it's the tape. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's literally just the ATG gun. I don't know if so I had two. One, the plastic part that opens up so you can change the adhesive has never worked really well. And so I know I've had a couple people say I could reach out to Scotch. And normally I am the type who would reach out to a company and say, hey, this is what's going on with your product. But honestly, I've had it so long, I don't even know where I got it. I just didn't deal with that part. And then my other ATG gun, I think I just used it. I think some adhesive must have gotten stuck in somewhere. I've taken it apart, cleaned it, but it just does not work well, and that's the one I'm using now. So you guys know that I've had troubles with them, so nothing new there. However, I just bit the bullet and went ahead and ordered a new gun, a new ATG gun. So, but like I said, it was packed away because I wanted to take it to my crop that I was going to. So this one hopefully will be the last that you will have to see of me struggling with my ATG guns, because see, you're going to see here it's getting all clogged up again and breaking. So one thing I will suggest, if you have these if an ATG, to store your adhesive either flat or in the original packaging or something like that, because I found that that might very well could be part of the reason that it's comes off the edge of the roller part, is if it's not stored correctly. So I don't know, I'm not really an expert on that, but I just thought I would share that with you. So I pretty much follow the sketch fairly closely. These are, so for his camp every year, I get different pictures. This one I had a lot of these pictures here, and these are pictures of him, or most of him, he's in most of these, but he's interacting with the counselors in these ones. And so this page is going to be about the counselors and how amazing they are. So I got all my papers and everything together and glued everything down, and then I realized there was another piece of paper on the sketch that spanned across the layout here that I completely missed, and I really thought that it would really help because these pictures kind of look like they're floating right now. So luckily I was able to pull up that adhesive and just kind of trim this piece of paper. You can see how I'm just kind of doing a little operation on it, and now I'm just going to tuck it underneath there, and that just happened to work out for me real well. Now on the other side, it does come out on the other side, so I'm going to take that other piece of paper that you can see laying on the right hand side of the screen. It's got the arrows on it. So I'm just going to measure this, and I'm just going to turn it opposite direction, but because of the pattern you can't really tell, and to be honest it's going to end up getting covered up anyway. So I'm going to cut that down. I think I was looking for my cutter or something. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on the right hand side, and I really like the way that this sketch looks. I love the way this layout turns out. I am going to realize here that I have that blue strip. I did this a little bit different because on the sketch it has a huge scallop kind of like border just on the right hand page, but I didn't want to do a scallop border, and I wanted to add a little something there, but I didn't want it just on the right hand page. So that's what I'm doing now, is I'm looking for, I have that strip, I just tore off the bottom to kind of give it a little bit of different texture and a look. But I'm going to have it span both the pages, but I'm at this point was looking everywhere for it. So that is what I was rummaging through everything trying to find that. So that I'm going to have it go. It could have gone just a little bit shorter on the left hand side, but that's okay. I really like how it turned out. So now I think I'm going to look into the title. I have all these pictures, and like I said, one thing about this collection, because I think I mentioned that I'm just down to the scraps, I don't have a lot of, I have like a few stickers on a sticker sheet. This is an older collection, so this was before they had all their ephemera packs and everything like that. So this is just my color binder. I'm more than happy to show you more, but it's just the same basically that Janet does. However, I realized I really messed up here with my wood veneer, because I put wood veneer on both sides of this. So I'm going to try to take off this word amazing, and it's going to break, you can see, into pieces here. I'm still going to use it though, and I tell you one thing about wood veneer when it breaks is a lot of times it will really tuck back into each other, and you can hardly tell. There is one tiny little spot where you can tell that it was broken. So I am going to go back into this binder at a later point and take all of the wood veneer off of one side. I think maybe what I'll do, I'll get like a different tool or something. I've seen Lisa from Life and Layouts. She takes the little Cricut scraper sometimes and will put that underneath things. I bet you that would really help when it comes to getting this wood veneer off. What I used to glue these down was the Tombo Mono dot roller adhesive, and it is removable, or it might be permanent after a while, but I just barely put a little bit on there. So don't do it the way I did it. That's all I'm going to say. But I am still going to use this wood veneer, and it's going to turn out just fine. So you will see as I go. But the word says amazing. And like I said, these people, these counselors are just amazing. And my son really clicked with one of them in particular, and even to this day, it just looks forward to seeing him every year and just has a good relationship with him. So since I pulled out that wood veneer, I did add a couple pieces of wood veneer around the page, just kind of maybe setting up where I want my clusters to go. So I'm just looking around at more of the wood veneer. I was trying to figure out what I wanted my title to say. I really wanted to use amazing. I was going to say amazing counselors. I wasn't sure about that though. It sounded a little funny. Amazing people. I wasn't really sure. Sorry, my cat has found a toy, if you can hear that. It's weird to see him play with an actual cat toy, actually. My cats are different. So I had these little wood veneer. Oh, these are kind of wood veneer. I think you could call them wood veneer alphabet. I don't even know where I got these, but I'm going to spell out the word counselors. And I was thinking maybe for a while just to have either amazing counselors or just counselors. But I didn't like how the letters were so... It's made purposely to do that, but I didn't like how some were little and some were big, and I didn't have enough to fix them to make it look like, I don't know, to make it look a little more even, if that makes any sense. So it's gonna stay, so it just wouldn't work for me. So then I have these thickers, and these are like, I don't know what they are, but they look like they have a leather texture. So if you have some of these, you'll know what I'm talking about. But these just have like some kind of a like leathery type if you look really close. But what I really liked was how well the brown went with all the colors of brown around the page. So I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to glue down my alphabet. So I went at this point, I'm just going with camp counselors, and because that's what my journaling for this page is going to be about. Like I said, I have more pictures from this year of camp, but this is a group of counselors that I really want to do some journaling about. I have not done the journaling yet, but you will see the end photo at the end, but you just won't see the journaling just because I was trying to get this layout done. I was way behind. These poor ladies are probably going crazy at me for not getting my videos up in time. I have definitely had a lot of fun with this YouTube hop though. It has been, I've gotten to know some of these ladies and it has been a lot of fun. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue down the word camp, and I'm using my Lawn Fawn glue, and I do have links below to, I have started adding links below to all my favorite products. I'm slowly remembering which ones to add, so if you are interested, you can follow those links below. I love this Lawn Fawn glue. It seems to stick really well, and it just comes out tiny bits, which is amazing. And it never gets clogged on me. So here I'm going to tell you, I decided I am going to use the word amazing, and I want my title to be Amazing Camp Counselors. So I went ahead and I glued down the ing part that broke off. Well, I was thinking about this Z because the Z hangs down too, and I'm like, oh, okay, how am I going to make this work? So I'm literally going to tear this word back up, and you can see how well this glue sticks because I had to tear that word camp back up, and you can see it tore up the paper. I was a little freaked at that big spot that got torn up at first, but I figured I would make it work because like I said, I was more worried about saying how amazing these people were than a torn piece of paper on my layout, because I want the story of these people to be told. So I wasn't too worried about it. But what I decided to do to get both the G and the Z so they could fit and that word could fit just right on top was I thought maybe I'll just pop this word up, the word camp, with some pop dots. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm just cutting them down. And really the only part that is going to connect that I need to worry about is the M. So I'm going to add the M, and sorry, you're going to see my head quite a bit in this video. I didn't realize. I do need to adjust my camera, I think I've figured out. But so now I'm just going to glue down the A, same thing. I'm just adding a little bit. And And most of it gets covered back up of those ripped pieces. The M, I think there's a very tiny spot that you can kind of notice, but I'm not worried about it. I'm leaving it just the way it is. I was trying to peel it off here, some of that green pattern paper, and maybe glue it back down on top of the green, but it was not coming up. That Lawn Fawn glue works really well. I'm quite happy with that purchase. I love my Tombo glue, but it gets really sticky a lot if you get it on your fingers and everything. So that's another reason I like my Lawn Fawn glue, is I can get it on my hands and it doesn't stick. But see, once I put the M down, the Z from the word amazing hangs down below it, and you can't really see any of that ripped piece. So I was very happy with that, and I really like the way that the G hangs down by the letter P as well. So that is my title, Amazing Camp. Let me say that again, Amazing Camp Counselors, and I was very happy to be able to get that entire title on there. There is this journaling card, and I am going to add this over here. I think it has this little banner. I don't know what it says right at this point, but I do know that it does say something that has nothing to do with it does with camping or something, but not with this trip. So here's where I'm going to end up taking back up that green piece that I glued down. Oh, it said activities to do. And originally I was going to use that, but I just didn't want, because that's not what my page is about. So I decided I'm going to cover that up. You're going to see me struggle quite a bit trying to find something to cover that up with, however. So here's the sticker sheet. If you can see part of the sticker sheet. I have used up most of it, and whatever's left is not really, it's camping related, but not, I mean, like there's the trailer and things like that, you know, the tent. They don't stay in tents, they stay in cabins and stuff like that. So I'm trying to make what I have left over work. I thought about after this layout, maybe I will do a base page. I know that's a really popular thing that Janet has started, so I might try to do that. I'm not really sure. Right now the collection's just sitting to the side. As I mentioned, I went to a crop after this, so this was just a get it done type of layout, because I had to get it done to get this up on time. So I'm going to take these letters, however, and I'm going to turn the G's. There was some G's but no C's, and it's Gales Creek Camp, but we always refer to it as GCC. And I'm going to glue those down there. I decided I didn't really need to, because it is, I mean, obviously that's where he is, and there's going to be more pages to go along next with this one in the book, so I'm not too worried about it saying that. But I really like the letters and wanted to use some of the letters, and I think I do add the year somewhere. It doesn't matter. So I'm adding more wood veneer around, and I'm going to sprinkle some stars all around, because I did have that word amazing, so I wanted to bring a lot more wood veneer around. I am going to bring out my, I did use that wood veneer, that tree stump wood veneer with the heart in the middle. It just really reminded me, so they have a log that they sit on, and they always yell on the log, and that's how the kids all know to get on the log, and then you know, they'll talk to the kids or change activities or do the next thing, but that's one thing they've always done. So I really liked that heart piece, because it reminded me of them saying, you know, on the log and all that. So I really wanted to get that on there. And again, I was just adding more wood veneer around the page. So this, again, is just my binder with my brown elements in it. It's the same one that has the wood veneer in it, and I'm just trying to look for something to cover up this activities to do piece. And I'm be honest with you, I'm not really super thrilled with how this area turns out, but I'm just going to try a bunch of different things. So in my book, I have them kind of divided by words, labels and tags, words with labels and tags, and then like title type of words. So they're all kind of, and then shapes. So it's all kind of divided up page by page. I really enjoy having it this way. I wasn't sure for the longest time, but these are not, so everything that's in this binder is just stuff that's not with a collection. So if it's like from Doodlebug Easter 2012, unless I've used up that entire collection, then it's not going to be in here, if that makes sense. So all of those are still with the Doodlebug Easter collection, and I will talk more about that later. I do plan to do like a binder for certain companies, or that's divided into certain companies because a lot of their colors work together. So that is going to be my plan next. But for right now, this is a lot of just random stuff. What I did on that spot to cover up the journaling was just add a couple of those banner flag pieces and some of the star wood veneers. I found a puffy camera and I decided to go ahead and use that. And because I used one of these brown like flag banners, I tried to use it. I tried to use a couple more somewhere else on the page, but it just wasn't working. And then I also, since that puffy camera had some other kind of puffy ones that came with it, I tried to use another puffy sticker around the page just to kind of bring that around as well. But again, nothing was working, and I said I'm not even going to worry about it. I have the wood veneer all over the page that helps bring your eye around, and that's all it really needs. So that was good enough for me. I did use that little fox up here, and I know he's really nothing to do with the page or the theme of the page, but I thought he was really cute, and I like the way he sits over that little tag, and so that's just fine by me. So he's going to go on the page. He's really cute. And same thing with those mountains on the very right hand side. I don't know if you saw me earlier in the video. I did cut off a saying that was attached to those mountains so that all I have is the mountains. And really, he's not up high in the mountains for this or anything like that either. It's just it was like a good element that went well with the page. So I used that, and also it kind of goes with the tree that I went and used on the very left hand side. And same thing with that little hedgehog or porcupine guy. He really doesn't go with the page, but I don't care because he looks cute on the page, and it's, you know, a camping thing. So I did add this high five because I kind of liked the meaning of the word high five, like high five to these counselors for the great job they did. I did add that up there. It looks a little wonky, but I'm okay. It's glued down. I'm going to leave it now. So this is pretty much what my page is going to look like. I just kept looking around to see if there was anything more that I could add, but that is pretty much it. And thank you everybody for joining me. Please don't forget to follow the links below to see all the other wonderful videos for this month, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. All right, bye.